Rebels.
Hey, you get a little glimpse of the smoke in our introduction for tonight, and the Rebels are ready to go behind the closed door. And here comes one of the point guards, a sophomore, number 4, Chris Vernon. And another sophomore comes out from the smoke, number 43, Dennis Kingsland. And there you have number 44, a sophomore, Eric Scott.
We have a junior, Jose Maraches. And we have another junior, John Ward, who's also probably an outstanding player. Sean G.Q. Lanzarato, big dog on campus. And now introducing your seniors.
Hey, there's number 31, our exchange student, Yaroslav Krajnak, direct from Slovakia, followed by number 12, Francisco Vasquez.
Lindell the Night brings the noise. John Dunn, the number 1 senior, who won't be playing tonight due to an injury. We have Greg Nelson, our 3-point specialist, who's pretty much, getting followed up by the Cockman, Jeremiah Cochran. Enoch Jordan, one of the sweet boys on the team. And here goes one of our leaders and team captains.
Number 42, Robert Estrada, and there is your 1998-99 A.B. Miller Rebels, head coached by Mr. John Romanoli, assistant coaches Robert Van Zant and Greg Nelson. There you get a good look at the Miller bench. Coach Van Zant, the team gathering for their last attempt at a pregame talk before they come out tonight. And right now we're going to pause and take a break for the presentation of the colors by the A.B. Miller ROTC.
This is going to change all day, huh? Who's yeah, that's what I said. Who's singing?
That work and go to school here at A.B. Miller. It's our first time out of the block, so please be patient with us.
And I'm one of those students, so let's get ready for the jump ball.
Hey, everybody's ready to go. The players are out at center court, and we're waiting for tonight's referees. We're going to turn it over to Floyd Taylor right now, who participates on the Miller football team and track team. He's going to explain a little bit to you tonight about this crosstown rivalry.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. Tonight we have a very basic rivalry between both Fontana teams who've been carrying this out for the past 2 years now. We have a lot of outstanding players on the court, like Mike and Jeremiah and Gary and everybody. And I really think it's going to be a great game. So let's just pay attention to the tip and see how the action starts.
Hey, the referee throws the ball up, and it winds up in the hands of number 11, Jeremiah Cochran, who gives it immediately to Nelson. Nelson passed the ball over
to Enoch Jordan.
To Enoch Jordan, number 23. Thank you for that. Back to Cochran.
And it's out of bounds.
Run out of bounds.
Steelers ball.
Hey, you get a good look at one of our officials. Both gentlemen coming to us tonight from the San Bernardino County officials, Mr. Ray Triplett and Wes Dawson.
Mike Stevenson is dribbling up court, handling the ball for the Steelers tonight. Passes down to Gary, who passes out to number 40, Eli. Shot off. Rebound by Baron Baker, one of the Steelers' prominent players. Nice pass. Shot made by Joseph Dawson.
A good pass on that play, inside, right under the key, easy layup for 2 points. Miller will try to bring the ball up court in the hands of Greg Nelson. Over to Cochran, nice pass to Yaroslav for the bucket. It's 2-2 game with 1 minute expired.
Barron's holding the ball up court now for the Steelers. Let's see what he can produce.
It's being guarded closely by number 12, Francisco Vasquez. Ball's outside on the wing. Good defense. 3-point attempt, off a little bit. Rebound to number 11, Jeremiah Cochran.
And now Greg handles the ball going back up court, who looks for his mentor for the play. He passes over to Enoch Jordan, who passes back out to Yaroslav.
We'll get you to get that name down. There's a three-pointer, and it's a little long. Rebound in the hands of Cochran. And we got a
Steelers ball.
Looked like there might have been a foul called on the play, but possession of the Steelers. We have the first 2 substitutions for the A.B. Miller Rebels. Checking into the game, number 22, Sean Lanzarato, and number 24, Lindell Knight.
And Mike Stevenson once again controls the ball for the Steelers. Looking around, passes to the left of Gary Holmes, who passes back out to Baron Baker. And it's a holding foul called on what seems to be Lindell Knight, number 24.
Yeah, a little foul outside the circle, top of the key. Just a little touch foul. It'll be the first personal foul on number 24, Knight, and the first team foul. Fontana inbounds the ball. Number 33, Mike Stevenson, into number 5, Baron Baker, who's dribbling, looking for an opening. Nice behind the back spin move, throws the ball up.
But it's an air ball, and Sean Lanzarato comes out with the rebound.
Yeah, that shot was a little short.
Jump ball.
Hey, we're waiting for a ruling on that. It looked like Lanzarato was fouled on the play, but the ball's in the hands of the Steelers, so we're going to guess that it was a jump ball, possession arrow to Fontana.
Baron Baker receives the fumbled ball. Passes back over. Nice shot. Rebound by Lanzarato.
And now here come the running Rebels up the court. Ball in the hands of Vasquez. Back out to Nelson. Over to Joran. Inside to Knight, who's good defense on the play. Number 5, Baron Baker. And it's brought back out on top. Miller sets up their offense. Ball's in the hands of Vasquez. Back in the hands of Nelson. Over to Lanzarato. Looking for some help. Passes over to Knight, who brings it back across. Tries to go inside, it's cut off. Back outside to Vasquez. Now in the hands of Joran. Good defense by the Steelers right now. The Rebels looking for it, and we look like we got a traveling violation, and that's what the referee calls. Traveling on number 24, Lindell Knight.
Steelers possession. Ball inbounds by number 40, Eli, to their ball handler, Mike Stevenson.
A good slow start to tonight's game. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. Shots are a little short. They're off a little bit. It's a tense rivalry, and there's an example of a missed shot. And another rebound by Lanzarato. That's his 3rd rebound in a couple of minutes, and he's the smallest guy out here.
Makes the Greg report.
Foul on the play. Lanzarato's fouled by number 40, Eli Machado. That's his first personal foul, first team foul. Greg Nelson inbounds the ball to recently brought into the game, number 4. Chris Vernon, the sophomore, with some serious handles. Nelson on the drive, and he gets bailed out on a foul.
By Mike Stevenson, number 33.
That'll be Stevenson's first foul, and the second team foul on the Steelers. And the ball will be in the hands of Nelson.
Who inbounds to Lanzarato. Lanzarato switches it back out to Lindell Knight. Vernon calls for the ball to set up the play. Back out to Joran, back out to Vernon. Vernon swings it over to Nelson for the 3, and it's a good 3.
And that's it. And Mr. Taylor, before the game, said he's the three-point specialist, and Nelson proves him right. And that gives the Rebels a 5-2 lead. Ball in the hands of number 5, Baron Baker, who passes over to number 3, Gary Holmes. Shot by 42. Struggle for the ball. It winds up in the hands of Joran.
Nelson comes back down court, handling the ball, passes over to Vernon. Vernon drives deeply. Should have been a foul on the play.
A rebound in the hands of Holmes, who quickly gets it over to Stevenson. in the hands of Machado. Back inside, double team, and we've got a foul on the Rebels. Looks like number 3, Greg Nelson.
And I say Gary took the ball in strong that time, and unfortunately he could not go up with it.
Double teamed on the play and made the attempt to go to the basket, but was fouled on the play, and Fontana will inbounds it. Ball's in the hands of 33 Stevenson, who throws it in for a quick shot by number 4, Jordan Walker, who converts. And that makes it a 5-4 ball game with 3:44 left. And there's a steal by Joseph Dawson. Nice move and layup over Lanzarado for the bucket. And Fontana takes their first lead of the game at 6-5.
Nice pass down to Lindell Knight, who converts on the play. Ball inbounds to Baron Baker, who dribbles down court, going all the way to the hole. And he converts back for the Steelers.
Yeah, now we're picking up the pace a little bit. Teams seem like they're getting into their game plan a little more comfortable, cleaner than the first couple of minutes, and it's showing on the scoreboard. There's Chris Vernon with the shot, a little long, and the ball's in the hands of Gary Holmes, who quickly dishes off to Baron Baker, who's looking for an opening. Quick step, nice dish, and a bang by number 4, Jordan Walker. And we got a timeout called by the A.B. Miller Rebels, with 2:58 remaining in the first quarter of play, and a 10-7 lead by the Fontana Steelers.
I can't believe.
And there you get a picture of the Fontana team over their timeout, and there's one of the Rebels. And so far, it hasn't been the cleanest of games, but it's close. And with the crosstown rivalry situation, it should be a good, hard-fought game, because to be quite honest with you, nothing would be better than to beat the opponent tonight, and I'm sure both teams feel that way.
And the ball inbound to Chris Vernon, who passes over to Nelson, back over to Vernon, back out to Vernon. Nelson with another three-point attempt, and it's good again for the Rebels, who makes the score 10-10.
That's a second three-pointer in as many minutes by Greg Nelson. Now Fontana comes back to take a lead. Ball's in the hands of number 3, Gary Holmes. He's looking for some help. Pressure put on by Lanzarado. Passed over to 33, who drives to the basket. Shot's a little short, and there's Lanzarado again cleaning up the boards.
And into the ball hands of Vernon, who handles the ball very well, I must say. Shooter. Once again, Greg Nelson with the 3. That's his 3rd of the night. I think he's going to be on fire, folks.
He's in that zone right now, and that one was about 5 feet behind the arc. That's a good 22, 23-footer, almost NBA length. Fontana now has the ball in the front court in the hands of number 3. Back out to 42, Joseph Dawson in the hands of Stevenson, thrown in bounds, and everybody's on the ground. And we've got chaos, and the ball ends up in the hands of number 42, Joseph Dawson, who converts the easy layup, makes the score 13-12.
And back in the hands of Vernon, who passes over to Nelson once again, who serves to be a threat. Passed over to Nelson from Vernon, who converts with another 3. That's his 4th of the night, folks.
And he's got no conscience right now. He's just throwing it up from anywhere, and he's 4 for 4 in that 3. And coach is over there saying, no, 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 nice shot. And here comes another 3 by Gary Holmes, who converts, and we're exchanging 3-pointers right now.
The ball's in the hand of Enoch Jordan. He seems to bring it across court, looking for some open action. Passes over to Chris Vernon, who's looking for a lane. Has nice handles. And a foul was on number 42, Joseph Dawson, making the team fouls for the Steelers 3, and it's his first personal.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with the high school rules, after the 7th foul, teams will shoot 1-on-1 free throws, and after the 10th team foul, they'll be in shooting 2. Burns got the ball at top of the circle. He's looking for an opening, dribble drive, nice dish to Knight, who throws it up a little short, gets his own rebound on a hustle play, and is fouled in the process. Is going to be rewarded with 2 shots from the line. Hey, there you get a picture of us. I'm Jim Majorca in the hat, and I work here in the social science department. And a fine-looking young man next to me is one of my sons.
Floyd Taylor. How you doing?
Floyd Taylor.
I run track and, play football. I like to give a shout-out to my brother, Lloyd Taylor, who's down at Fohai right now. doing the camera work. The first shot is missed by Lindell Knight, who seems to be in a very hesitant state right now. He's really hyped up for the game, and let's see what he can do on his second free throw.
And that one's long, which probably comes from being really, really anxious to get out here and bang tonight. Ball's in the hands of Knight, who makes a nice move, powers his way up, gets the bucket, and one.
Nice drive by Lindell Knight. I think that's what he's expecting right now.
And a good hustle play by Knight to come in, get the rebound after missing the 2 free throws, and converting it and getting back on the line to try to give the Rebels a 4-point lead.
Number 44, Eric Scott, checks into the game, only a sophomore.
And that free throw is a little better, and that gives the Rebels their biggest lead of the night, 4 points at 19-15, with just over 30 seconds left in the first half. Number 12, Aaron Gibson in the game now handles the ball, passes over to 5, Baron Baker. He's dribbling around looking for some help, guarded by, and a good move and a dish. And we've got a traveling violation on number 3, Gary Holmes, due to the good pressure interior defense of the Rebels.
Lazzarato inbounds to their ball handler, number 4, Chris Vernon, who seems to want to bring the ball across court with his fancy moves. Passes out to Lindell Knight. Lindell Knight's looking for some help. And it seems he's going to drive and take it with the finger roll lay-in.
And he decided on that play he wasn't going to mess around. He just went straight up to the hole and put it in. That shot's not going to count even if it goes in. And it's off the scoreboard. From about 75 feet off the rim, off the scoreboard. But a good opening for the Miller Rebels that will end the first quarter of play with a score of A.B. Miller 21, Fontana High 15. And now for your entertainment, the A.B. Miller Spirit Squad. And once again, the Lady Rebels Spirit Squad. And I was speaking to Coach Romanoli before the game, and he was kind of concerned. The Rebels have struggled a little bit this season. They've been in most ball games, and he wanted a good performance tonight. And for 8 minutes of play, it's been an excellent performance by the Rebels. I'm sure if you would have told Coach Romanoli before the game that they'd have 21 in the first quarter, he'd be extremely happy. And Knight's got the ball, trying to power it around, back in the hands of Nelson, and he's off a little bit, but, you know, everybody misses, even Reggie Miller. The ball's in the hands of number 5, Baron Baker, who gives it out to 33 for the three-pointer and is short, and rebound to John Ward,
who is also a junior who falls into the game tonight. And Greg Nelson rains his 5th 3 of the night, folks. I think he's, like I said, going to be on fire. He is really psyched up for today's matchup, and I think it's going to really be a productive game from him tonight.
5 of 6 from behind the arc, and great offense. Nice dish into number 3, Gary Holmes, who converts. Brings the Steelers to within 7. Ball brought up court by number 4, the sophomore, Chris Vernon. Back out to the senior, Greg Nelson. Back to Vernon, back to Nelson. And the ref's going to call an over and back violation. And Coach Romanoli's a little upset with that call. Ball ends up in the hands of the Steelers.
Inbound by number 4, Jordan Walker, to number 33, Mike Stevenson. Baron Baker now controls the ball. He passes back out to Jordan. 42 drives with a nice shot, but can't get a bucket. Push off by, it looks like to be Gary Holmes, number 3.
Yeah, Holmes came up with that rebound, but underneath you can see his hands in the back of the Rebel on defense. Gave him a little shove, got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and that'll be Gary Holmes's first personal foul and the 6th team foul on the Steelers. And here comes Chris Vernon bringing the ball up court. Back over to Nelson, back over to Vernon. Now it's in the front court. Vernon's double teamed on the play, gets it out on the wing to Ward, who inbounds to Knight. Good power move and puts in another bucket, and Lindell Knight's having himself a ball game tonight.
And I think that's greatly deserved by his mentor, Romanoli, who he also has as an English teacher. Baron Baker with the three-point shot, and he drains it, which is well-deserved.
Yeah, good three-pointer there, and it cuts into the 9-point lead. Now it's 26-20, A.B. Miller, and the ball's back down to Nelson, who throws the ball for a pass that's deflected out of bounds by number 3, Gary Holmes, and Miller will retain possession. And there you get a good close-up look right there of number 24, Lindell Knight.
Who passes over to Chris Vernon, who cuts a little ankles to pass back out to Lindell Knight, who goes for a three but falls a little short off.
And we got an attempt at a rebound by number 33, John Ward. Looked like he was over the back, but we don't have a foul called. Ball's just out of bounds to Fontana and in the hands of the point guard, number 33, Mike Stevenson, who slowly brings it up court. Looks for number 5, Baker on the wing, who cuts in the middle and draws the foul. And you got 2 Rebels there. You got Nelson and Vernon. We'll see who the foul's on. You see at the line is number 5, Baron Baker, so they've called it a shooting foul and posted on the board. The foul is on number 4, Chris Vernon. It's his first team foul. First personal foul and third team foul. And the first free throw is good by Baron Baker, making it a 26-21 ball game. And he's talking to the ref real quick. And he's got the ball back in his hands to attempt his second free throw. And his second free throw is good, which cuts the lead down to 4. And once again, we got a real tight back and forth ball game.
And now the Rebels have possession of the ball over to Chris Vernon, who passes over to Greg Nelson, who fumbles the ball a little bit. But dishes a nice dime to John Dunn, who puts it in for 2 points.
Yeah, good bucket there by Ward. Now he can get his name off the schneid. I got him in class, and I told him I was going to get on him if he didn't score. He just bailed himself out. And a good hustle play and muscled his way up and put the ball in like he said he would.
Pass out to Baron Baker, who drops down. And there's a foul on the play.
Looks like that foul is going to be
on number 44, Eric Scott.
44 with a little shove in the back. That's the 4th team foul by the Rebels. Checking into the game for A.B. Miller, number 22, Sean Lanzarato. And out of the game, number 33, John Ward. Ball in the hands of Gary Holmes, now thrown out to Joseph Dawson, who's guarded by Nelson. Looking for some help. Dribble with the left hand. Trying to go baseline. Cut off by 44. Good defense on the play by Eric Scott. Made the shooter pull up a little bit. Shot was short. Ball out of bounds to the Steelers.
Who will have control of the ball with a reset shot clock. Gary Holmes handles the ball inbounds. Passes out to the number 33, Mike Stevenson, who three-point attempt falls over the rim. Passes back over to Greg Nelson, who brings the ball up court. Passes over to Chris Vernon. Greg Nelson once again retains the ball. Back over to Vernon. Vernon passes over.
And we got a traveling violation. Eric Scott, a little anxious to drive to the hoop. Picked up his pivot foot. It's called for the traveling. And the ball will be out of bounds in the hands of the Steelers. And number 4, Jordan Walker, who inbounds to number 33, Mike Stevenson. And he's going to slow it down a little bit. He's just approaching midcourt, and now he's in the front court. Fontana sets up, and we've got a kicking violation on the Rebels. That'll reset the 35-second clock, and Fontana will keep the ball.
And into the game, number 42, Robert Estrada for the Rebels, who's been a promising leader for this whole season. Baron Baker drives and draws the foul once again.
And it looks like that foul's on number 4, Chris Vernon, and that should be his second personal foul, 5th team foul. Baker was fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll be at the line shooting 2.
Once again, we'd like to thank you folks for coming out tonight for this crosstown rivalry. First shot is good by number 5.
Baker converts the second free throw to make it a 28-24 game, and the Rebels bring it back up court. Ball in the hands of the point guard, Chris Vernon, who's picked up closely by number 5, Baron Baker. Vernon crosses over. Nice pass, Lanzarato. Bank shot, little long. Rebound off to Gary Holmes, and here come the Steelers and Baron Baker. Nice crossover. Takes it up, throws the arm out, misses the shot. Rebound to Scott. Back in the hands of Vernon. Over to Lanzarato, who takes it strong. And that probably should be a charge, and Lanzarato gets bailed out, and it's called for a traveling. And it looks like Lanzarato made up his mind he was going to the hole on that play. Nothing was going to stop him. Unfortunately, the Steeler had defensive presence underneath and caused the turnover.
Mike Stevenson once again handles the ball for the Steelers, who comes up court and passes out to Gary, who attempts for another three, falls a little long. Ball is tipped around right now, retained possession by the Steelers, stolen by Lanzarato, who has an attempt to go, and also gets ripped by number 42, Joseph Dawson. Gary converts on the steal, bringing the score within 2 points.
We're getting a lot of no calls in this game. The refs are going to let the boys decide and play. We've had situations where guys have been on the ground, and now we've got a problem over here, and the refs calling an official timeout, and we're going to have a small interruption.
And we have a kicked out spectator by the referees, which be Coach Martin, one of the Rebel coaches for football, who disagrees with all the action that has possibly, been dished out to this evening. We have an inbound ball once again now by Robert Estrada to Chris Vernon, who handles the ball back out to Estrada. Back over to Vernon. Vernon looks for a little help, and he drives. We have a drawn foul by what looks like to be number 12, Aaron Gibson.
And Vernon made the attempt to penetrate on that play, and he beat the defender. And to stop him from going to the hole, Gibson put his arm out and held on. That's going to be the 7th team foul on the Steelers, so Vernon will be at the line shooting 1-1. And Vernon's a pretty good free throw shooter. He ought to be able to convert both of these.
Aaron Gibson comes into this game tonight, a freshman who's a promising athlete behind his brother Art Gibson. And we think he's also going to be very productive over the next couple of years.
And there you see Vernon again, who all 5'8" of him out there, only a sophomore, and just a real scrapper. Great handles, great team player, and ought to be great by the time he's a senior. Checking in for the Rebels, number 43, another sophomore, 6'3", 225, Dennis Kingland, who's going to bring some size and bulk into the post. He's guarding Gary Holmes, who throws the ball over to number 33, Mike Stevenson, who goes to the basket on the play, and a foul's called.
It seems to be on 43, Dennis Kingsland, who just came in the game, and we'll wait for the final decision on that.
And they look like they changed the number, and it's number 42, Robert Estrada. That's his first personal foul, 16 foul. So on the next foul, both teams will be in the penalty. Ball in the hands of Baker, dribble drive, little hang move. Can't get the bank, rebounded by Kingsland, and a foul's called on number 40, Eli Machado. A good box out by Kingsland, who just checked into the game, and he's going to be rewarded with a 1-and-1 from the free throw line.
The foul's on number 3, Gary Holmes of Fontana Steelers.
And, man, we just wanted to say to cover up, these are getting changed, right, Mr. Taylor?
Right. These,
We're just kidding when the officials are watching this game. Kingsland at the line, little short, ball's live, and it seemed that Miller forgot, and Fontana didn't, and it winds up in their hands, and back with the guard, Baron Baker, who looks for number 12, and a good little hang move, and that's a nice bucket by Aaron Gibson. And that brings the Steelers to within 2 points at 30-28, and you've got a double team in the corner, and we've got a whistle blown, and it looks like Chris Vernon decided to call timeout instead of suffering from either a 5-second or a 10-second violation. And there you get an example of the scoreboard, and now the Steeler huddle. And once again, great game. There's the Rebel huddle, and you can see Coach Romanoli in the middle. He's kind of guarded by 43, Dennis Kingsland. You can see how big Kingsland is in the picture. And there's our score with 2:39 left, 30-28, and the team fouls are 6 for Miller and 8 for Fontana.
And there's our Rebel mascot. Back over to the Rebel huddle, who breaks out for the possession now. They have 31 seconds on their shot clock to control the ball down court. Let's see how far they can get.
Okay, ball's going to be put in the hands of number 3, Greg Nelson, who inbounds to Robert Estrada. Now the ball's in the hands of Kingsland in the front court, who hands the ball back off, and there goes Nelson again.
For his 6th three-pointer of the night, folks. I can't believe it.
And it's almost academic. I'm just going to say Nelson for 3, and we'll let it be that.
That's right, folks. I think he loves his math because he sure is adding up those three-pointers.
And Fontana in the front court with the ball in the hands of Baron Baker, who looks for some help, thrown out to the wing to number 4, Jordan Walker, who gets tied up on the play, and it looked like a good block, but we've got a hold called on number 44, Eric Scott, and that's going to put the Rebels in the penalty. And at the line, shooting free throws is going to be number 4, Jordan Walker.
And once
again, got a check-in for the Rebels, and we're not quite sure if that's going to be a legal substitution. And it is. Checking into the game is number 23. And at the line, number 4, Jordan Walker, shooting 1 and 1. And that's off, and the rebound's in the hands of Kingsland, who just muscles everybody out of the way. Ball now being brought up court by number 42, Robert Estrada, who's picked up by number 12, Aaron Gibson, who goes around him, pulls up, shoots about an 8-footer, gets a nice bounce, and gets the bucket.
And we just reached under 2 minutes in the game now, and I would like to announce that our broadcasting tonight is basically ran by all students. This is our first time running this program, and we'd like to thank you for joining in with us tonight.
And then we'd like to give a thanks or congratulations, or any word you think of, to Mr. Alan Camus. He came to A.B. Miller from a school in Moreno Valley, and he brought with him so much expertise, and he's responsible for these productions tonight, and he won't say it, so I'm going to say it for him. This is all his equipment. This is his class. He's got everything put together, and he's doing this so the community of Fontana can see this great crosstown rivalry. So if you get a chance to meet Mr. Camus, say thanks. We all appreciate his class and what he's bringing to Miller this year.
And we really do appreciate it, because all of the students might take up, you know, some type of field in the near future, seeing how as most of us are seniors and juniors.
And there's the three-pointer, and right on key, Dr. Taylor and myself. Number 5, Baron Baker, that cuts the lead down to 4. And it's 35-31, A.B. Miller with just under a minute left in the first half. Slip on the play, but Estrada keeps possession. Little hang move, comes up short. Rebound to number 33, Mike Stevenson, who muscles his way out, puts the ball in the hands of Joseph Dawson, who pulls up with a long 3, and it's rebounded by Greg Nelson, who decides to slow it down. Ball's passed off to Robert Estrada, and he's calling an offensive set right now, brings it up court, guarded by 42, Joseph Dawson, and he needs to get rid of the ball. It's in the hands of Nelson, who's just launching like crazy. 25-footer, a little bit off, rebound by number 40, Eli Machado, and foul on the play.
And that foul might be on one of the new entered guests in the game, Enoch Jordan, number 21, who just returned. Oh, excuse me, number 23, Enoch Jordan, who's just returned into the game.
Yeah, we've got a program that says number 21, so we're kind of correcting mistakes as we go. So please bear with us.
And we have number 40 at the line, Eli Machado, shooting 1 and 1. His first shot is good to bring the lead within 3 for the Full High Steelers. And we have a substitute, number 14, Corey McJensen, who checks in with 18 seconds left going into the half.
And checking out of the game is number 42, Joseph Dawson, who's hustled a lot and gets a well-deserved rest. And there you get a good look at Machado, who's at the line shooting his second free throw. That rims out. And a strong rebound by number 44, Eric Scott. And the ball's put in the hands of Estrada with 10 seconds left in the first half. He's picked up by Baker. Good defense on the play. Launches a three that's short. Rebound. And we got a breakaway, 2-1. And the bucket's good by number 14, Corey McJimson on the breakaway. Scores with 1 second left and time expires. And we've got a great ball game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. At halftime, it's the A.B. Miller Rebels 35 and the Fontana Steelers 30.
In the zone before the game even began. He was practicing earlier, and I got to talk to him, and he said he was just going to go nuts on the board, so you know.
And it's looked real good, and here we go, counting down. Fontana starts the second half with possession. Ball in the hands of number 3, Gary Holmes. Back out to Baron Davis, who throws up a three-pointer, and nice shot, nothing but net. And Fontana takes the early lead in the second half, 37-35.
Vernon now controls the ball, who passes over to Nelson, who gets bumped a little bit. But it gets called for traveling because of such nicely ref game.
He got bumped a little bit, and if you watch real close, he picked up his pivot foot and spun off the other foot. And that was a good call in that play. Fontana's got the ball now in the hands of number 5, Baron Baker, who just lit up for 3. He drives it. He's cut off the baseline by Vernon and Lanzarado. Ball's back out front in the hands of number 42, Joseph Dawson, who was fouled on the play by Enoch Joran. That's Joran's second personal foul, and that's the first team foul on the Rebels in the second half, and Fontana will take the ball out of bounds.
And the ball is inbounds once again to number 5, Baron Baker, who also has a leading scorer for the Fontana Steelers tonight. Baron Baker passes, but before he passes over the ball, he travels. So the ball will be taken out by Rebels number 23, Enoch Joran. Ball's inbounds to number 4, Chris Vernon, who dribbles up court, looking for someone to pass to as he starts off the second half Rebel offense. Jordan now is in control of the ball. Passes over to Chris Vernon. Vernon dribbles around, looking for some action. He gets a bad screen by Lindell Knight, who gets called for the foul.
And that looks like, yeah, that's an offensive foul. Good call by Taylor on that play. And it looks like Lindell Knight gave a little elbow on that screen. Gets called for an illegal screen, and the ball's turned over. And that's Knight's second personal foul and the second team foul. And Baron Baker has the ball, and he's been most of the Fontana offense tonight. He's looking for some help, slowing it down a little bit, setting up the offense, looking to break down the defense. Takes it in, little short, rebound in the hands of number 23, Joran, who quickly dishes to number 4, Vernon, who spots up, throws over to number 24, Lindell Knight, who brings it back up and puts the ball back in the hands of Vernon. Ball's passed over to the wing to number 23, Joran, who's guarded closely. And good solid Fontana defense right now. There are no openings out there. Jordan passed the ball to Lanzarado, and it winds up in the hands of Vernon. As the 35-second clock counts down to below 10, Vernon dishes to Joran, who looks for some help. Ball back in the hands of Nelson, who spots up, and it's a little bit off on the 3. And a hustle rebound by number 42, Joseph Dawson,
who now controls the ball coming up court, looking for someone to pass to. He runs past Lindell Knight, who quickly recovers on defense. Ball is passed under to number 4, Walker, who is fouled by number 3, Enoch Joran.
There you see a good example of Fontana offense. Screen was set for the backdoor cut by number 4, Jordan Walker, who was wide open for the layup, and he pretty much got hacked on the play. There was no way that Joran was going to let Walker score on him, so he's going to make him earn at the free throw line. And there you get a good look at Jordan Walker, who's at the line shooting 2.
First shot falls way off.
That one was a little short, and as a coach, you hate to see an attempt like that from the free throw line.
And as a spectator, you hear the crowd yell L ball. But once again, his free throw is missed, and the rebound's quickly gained by Lanzarado, who passes back to number 4, Chris Vernon. Vernon passes out to the wing to Nelson. Nelson passes back up top to number 24, Lindell Knight, who passes out to GQ, Sean Lanzarado. Jordan got the ball again. Back down low to Nindell Knight, who drives completely and gets his shot blocked by number 42.
That one was slightly swatted.
Yes, slightly, but most definite by Joseph Dawson, number 42.
Good defense on that play. Just absolutely cut off access to the basket, and that ball was just swatted back in the shooter's face.
And the ball is taken out right now by number 33, Mike Stevenson, after a game foul by number 23, Enoch Jordan, who gains his 4th foul and will go sit on the bench. Ball is now controlled once again by number 42, Joseph Dawson, who drives, short jumper, misses, and the ball is carried by number 3, who dishes down to number 33, John Ward, who's an outstanding student so far. He's in my Spanish class, and I like to give him his props. Ball is controlled once again, passed over to number 4. Number 4 drives and hits the front of the rim.
That was, looked like a power move. Jordan went up for the shot, and I don't know what happened in the air, but you've got one Rebel who's hurt and one Steeler that's a little embarrassed after the finger roll fell short. And now we'd like to take time to introduce our crew for tonight. And once again, we'd like to remind you that tonight's production is being totally produced by students of A.B. Miller High School and Mr. Alan Camus' video production class. And there you get a look of one of the cameramen. And let me introduce tonight's crew for you. We've got on camera Hernan Padilla, Giovanni Robinson, and Philip Jarvie. Sound mixers Amber Davis. The live video mixers are Nita Chong and April Zuniga, who are also taking turns directing the show. And our floor manager is Diane Hohola.
And the Steelers come with the outstanding fast break after regaining the rebound from the Rebels. Number 42 drives completely to the hole and draws a foul by number 33, John Ward.
And we would like to remind you that a special thanks goes out to Mr. Larry Watson, who makes us able to produce this video and show it to you on Channel 49. And tonight's ball game will be replayed starting Wednesday, February 17th at 6 o'clock on Channel 49. And it will repeat every night for a week at 6 o'clock on Fontana Community Access, Channel 49. And once again, a special thanks to Larry Watson, who makes this all possible by allowing A.B. Miller to put these games on the Fontana station.
And both of number 42's free throws are good. And we have what looks to be a substitution.
Checking into the game was number 12, Art Gibson. And would also like to remind you that if you're into high school sports, and especially CIF sports in San Bernardino and Riverside County, our video production class, Mr. Alan Camus, produces Campus Days, which can be seen on PBS every Saturday at 5:30. So check into it, especially if you're a fan of local high school sports. It's a great show, and you're exposed to not just sports, but all types of activities that take place on high school campuses. That's Campus Days, Saturdays at 5:30 on PBS.
And Gary Holmes, number 3, draws his 4 fouls and gets substituted. And now the ball is now controlled by John Ward, number 33, the junior. He looks for someone to pass to. He throws a bad pass to Baron Baker, who runs real fast down court, dishes over to Aaron Gibson, and the ball will be out of bounds going to the Rebels.
That'll be Rebel ball. Gibson went up to get the ball. That wasn't quite a rebound or a missed shot, and just went off his foot. Here come the Rebels, number 24, Nindell Knight with a nice pass. Oh! And a bang and one. The sophomore, Eric Scott, with a serious facial.
And I think we all want to stand up for that one.
I wish you guys could see the crowd right now. This place just erupted. Eric Scott serves up a facial on the Steeler defender and is at the line shooting one.
That's right, that's right. Got to give big ups to the sophomore who's going to be dominant for the next 2 years. He has his whole bench on the ground rolling right now.
And we apologize for getting a little excited, but the whole entire crew's A.B. Miller, and myself, I teach at A.B. Miller, and we haven't seen that often this year, so we had to explode. We've been waiting for that all year.
Yeah. And now he shoots his free throw attempt.
All that practicing is experience.
And it's good. Who makes the score 40-39 right now for the Rebels to take the 1-point lead.
And you got in the front court, number 5, Baron Baker, who's guarded by Chris Vernon. He's yelling out the play, but nobody's moving. He tries to break down Vernon, cuts across, ball's fumbled, and there's Eric Scott again picking it up. Ball in the hands of Chris Vernon, who's calling out the play as he brings the ball across midcourt, picked up by Gibson. Screen set by Knight. Vernon's cut off by number 33. Ball in the hands of Lanzarado, who pulls up from about 12. Little short, rebound to Knight. And we got a foul called before the shot, so it'll be possession to Miller, and the ball will be taken out of bounds. And it's getting loud in here.
Yeah, I can feel the intensity right now. We gave the prediction that it'll be a close game, and this is what's happening. The ball will be inbound by number 24, Lindell Knight. He passes way over to Chris Vernon, who sets up at the top, calling his numbers for his play. My little buddy passes over to Lindell Knight, who passes back out to 44, who passes back over to Lindell Knight. Vernon has control of the ball, pass out to Lindell for his first three of the night, and it's good, folks.
And that's not his game. He's a banger. He's down underneath, but Knight's pumped up, and he decided, since Fontana was in a zone, he was going to break that zone. He fired up the three, and a beautiful shot.
Mike Stevenson drives and comes back with the deuce, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, this game is going to be close.
Yeah, Stevenson, good power move into the lane, throws up the layup, makes it. You got Lanzarado now working under the board, and he goes up for the shot, and we got a foul called on the play, and it looks like it's going to be number 4, Jordan Walker. And the referee signals to the timekeeper that it's number 4.
And substituting in right now for the Rebels, number 3, Greg Nelson, and number 42, Joseph Dawson for the Fontana Steelers.
And once again, that foul's changed. It's on number 40, Eli Machado. It's his second personal foul. The inbound pass is stolen by Baker, and he's moving up off the court quick. He dishes out. 3-point attempt, and there it is.
By number 42, Joseph Dawson, who brings the Steelers back on top, 44-43.
Okay, we got a good ball game. Nice pass. Oh, Machado threw a dime. And real quick, 3-point lead by Fontana, and the pace of this game is really picking up. Knight's on the ground, and we got a foul on the play. And right now, the intensity just keeps mounting, and the fans are going crazy, and the coaches are going crazy, and the players are intense, and nothing's going to come easy the rest of this game.
And the foul's on number 42, Joseph Dawson, his second of the night, who brings their 15th foul to the Steeler bench. Inbounds by number 24, Lindell Knight. Backcourt to Chris Vernon, who shows a display of speed and thought as he dishes over to Lindell Knight, who draws a foul on the strong drive.
Gets the bucket and one. Good, strong move by number 24, Lindell Knight, and he's rewarded with the bucket and with one shot from the foul line. Checking into the game for Fontana is number 14, Corey McJimson. Checking out of the game, number 12, Aaron Gibson. And at the line, shooting the free throw, number 24, Lindell Knight. Reed throws it along, and a good hustle rebound by Eric Scott. Back in the hands of Nelson, and there it is.
Fires his 7th three-pointer of the night, folks. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's so unbelievable. Now 33 dishes over. Shot no good. Rebound by Machado.
And there you got a swat by Scott. It's going to go unnoticed, but he got his hand in there. Ball's on the ground. Bodies everywhere. Refs are looking at each other. And possession's going to be given to Fontana. And now you see both teams hustling, both teams scrapping, playing tight defense, hitting the boards. We got ourselves a barn burner.
Mike Stevenson inbounds the ball to number 5, Baron Baker. Back to Mike. Baron drives, dishes down to Machado, who misses the easy 2 points.
A great pass and a chance for an assist by Baron Baker, and the shot wasn't converted. Miller benefits, gets the ball up court, and it's in the hands of number 4, Chris Vernon. And we got a whistle underneath, and it's getting a little rough out here. I think we might have a double foul on this. Let's wait and see what the officials call.
It looks to say that you're right. We have a double foul on number 40, Eli Machado, and number 43.
That would be Dennis Kingsland, and both fouls go up on the board. On the double foul, Miller will retain possession, and the ball is going to be inbounded by number 3, Greg Nelson, who's waiting. The refs are still trying to decide what to do here, and there we go. We're ready to go. Nelson inbounds a pass to Scott, out on top to Vernon, back to Nelson, and a little long. Rebound in the hands of number 5, Baron Baker, and here comes Quickness. Quickness up the court. Good move, pulls up, gets the bucket, and one. Good pull-up move by number 5, Baron Baker, and he's been the offense for Fontana tonight.
And it looks like Chris Vernon has drawn his 4th foul maybe of this evening, which brings the score to double bonuses as far as fouls go. I'm mistaken, Chris has 3 fouls tonight. And the score is tied at 48. Baron Baker's free throw attempt puts him on top by 1.
Tiebreaker, 49-48, Fontana. And here come the Rebels back up court. Ball in the hands of Vernon. Over to Nelson, back to Vernon. Now to Knight. Over to Vernon, and they're moving the ball around on the wings quickly, looking for an opening. Vernon has the ball again, decides to take to the hole. Running shot, hits the bank, and one. The little man pulls up from 15 on the run. And we got a tee. We got a lot of players talking out there. That tee could be on a number of people. We've got one of the referees talking to the Rebel coach, John Romanoli, and it looks like the technical foul is going to be on one of the Rebels. We'll wait for a call. Vernon will be allowed to shoot his free throw, try to complete the 3-point play and give the Rebels a 2-point lead. Vernon at the line.
And the reason why he's at the line tonight is because number 14, Corey McJensen, fouled him as he went up for his 2-point shot.
Here we got the double buzzer now, and we're waiting, and it looks like the technical is going to be called on the Rebels. We're still waiting for a number. At the line shooting the technical foul shots is number 5, Baron Baker.
And the technical foul is on number 24, Lindell Knight. And the first basket is good, made by Baron Baker, who seems to be their go-getter tonight.
Baker's having a great game. He had 14 at the half, and he scored most of the Steeler points in the third quarter. And he converts the other free throw from the technical foul, and that might come out later in this game to be big. Miller had the momentum, hit the running jumper by Chris Vernon, was at the free throw line, and the technical foul gave the Steelers an extra 2 shots that were both converted by Baker, and that might come back to decide this game. We'll have to wait and see.
Because it puts the Steelers up by 1 now, and 14, Corey McJensen fires, but the rebound is grabbed by Lanzarado, and he's called for traveling.
Yeah, that, I don't know. He had the player underneath him. He was either had to pick up his foot or he had to fall over Baker, and Lanzarado decided to try to move around the player, got called for the travel, and we've got a timeout with 19 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. The visitors from down the road, Fontana High School, is leading the A.B. Miller Rebels 51-50. And there you get another good shot of the Rebel huddle. And there's a shot of our scoreboard. See, the fouls are tied up at 8, 1-point game, and it's been close the whole night.
Yes, it has, and the Steelers called this 20-second timeout with 19 seconds left in the game to gather up their heads and everything, which also was good for the Steelers because it slows down the Rebel momentum. But at the same time, it kind of puts you in a boggling situation because you're wondering how your players are going to come out and react right now.
Hey, Fontana had the ball with 19 seconds left, full time on the 35-second clock, so it doesn't matter now. Ball in the hands of number 5, Baron Baker, who brings it back on top, and Fontana's going to set up for the last shot. Baker dishes over to Dawson, who brings the ball back up on top. We got 7 seconds left. Ball in the hands of Stevenson. He passes over to Baker. good dribble drive, nice pull-up, little long, falls his rebound. And we've got quarter called. We had a whistle right as the buzzer rang. No foul is called, and that'll bring an end to the third quarter tonight with the score. Fontana High School Steelers 51 and your A.B. Miller Rebels 50. And once again, some entertainment from the wonderful young ladies that make up the Spirit Squads at A.B. Miller High School. And much props to Miss Nicole Atlas. She spends many hours here helping out with the routines, teaches dance, teaches PE, works with all the Spirit groups, and just a fabulous program.
And I agree with you because these ladies have came a long way, and I understand that they've won many competitions or placed in many competitions this evening.
And for any of you out there that think they're not athletes, I know they practice all year round, and they're here all night long.
And we like to thank them for keeping the crowd into the game.
Hey, we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter of play. There you see number 42, Joseph Dawson, who inbounds the ball to number 33, Mike Stevenson. Ball in the hands of 40, Eli Machado. Back out to Holmes on top of the circle. Ball in the hands of Baker. Back over to Stevenson. Back out to Dawson, and they're moving the ball around quick. It's in the hands of Holmes, who looks for an opening. Good defense. There we go, spot-up shot. About a 15, 16-footer by number 40, Eli Machado, and extends the lead to 3.
And Vernon controls the ball right now for the Rebels. He looks down to pass the ball to Nelson, who couldn't quite make it over to the ball, and it's out of bounds to the Steelers.
And Fontana's going to try to capitalize on that mistake. Good close ball game. Looks like Fontana might be gaining momentum, but a good defensive stance here. And Miller will get the ball back and hopefully convert. You got the ball in the hands of Baker, who's looking for an opening, pulls it back outside to set up the offense, decides to break down the defense, dishes off to Holmes, who drives, about a 5-footer, gets the roll, converts, and that extends the Steeler lead to 5 points, 55-50.
And right now, Nelson comes out and raises the 3. Oh, my God, is that 8? Is that 8? I don't know what it is, but that's 8.
That's the 8th three-pointer by Greg Nelson, and they're getting farther out with each attempt, and that makes it a 2-point ball game. Fontana's got the ball in the hands of Gary Holmes, who throws the pass into Machado, picked up by Stevenson, who looks for some help, and we got a blocking foul on the big boy, number 43, Dennis Kingsland. That'll be the 9th team foul for the Rebels. That'll put number 33, Mike Stevenson, at the line, shooting 1-1. And the board shows that's the second personal foul on number 43, Dennis Kingsland. Checking into the game for the Rebels, number 33, John Ward, who promised me a bang tonight. He's got 6 minutes left. And at the line, number 33, Mike Stevenson.
Trying to put the lead back on top by 3. And his first basket is good on the 1-and-1 attempt, putting the score up to 56-53. Once again, folks, we'd like to thank you for bearing with us as we broadcast this lovely rivalry, crosstown rivalry between the Steelers and the Rebels.
Yeah, and I'd like to remind you that I'm the only adult working this game tonight, and this is the easy job. Once again, we've got students on cameras, students doing the mixing, they're running the show. And they're doing a great job. This is their first time out. They've had the video production class for all of a week and 2 days, and they're just doing a great job. And we got a foul called on number 5, Baron Baker, and the foul's on number 3, Greg Nelson. And both teams are in the penalty, so Nelson will be at the line shooting 1-and-1 with the chance to cut into this 4-point lead. Checking into the game for Fontana is number 4, Jordan Walker. Checking out of the game is number 40, Eli Machado. And once again at the line, shooting 1-and-1 is number 3, Greg Nelson.
And right now we have Nelson shooting his first attempt. It rolls in to make the score within 3, 57-54. We're tied at team fouls right now at 9-9. The next one will be a double bonus shot, meaning whoever goes to the line will be shooting 2.
And Nelson shows you right there, he can hit from 15 feet. He doesn't have to be out above the 3-point line, and that's 26 for him tonight. And there's the score for Fontana Baker, and a hustle steal, and then right back in the hands of Baker, who read the passing lane, cut across when Vernon tried to save the ball, and Nelson snuck the hand in and gets called for a foul. And at the line now, shooting 2 free throws, will be number 5, Baron Baker.
And if I'm not mistaken, that might be his second foul of the night, folks. And that puts Baron Baker on the line for a double bonus shot. He'll be shooting 2. The Steelers attain a 57-55 lead right now. His first shot is no good, which might make a great deal of difference when it really comes down to the end of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be all about free throws for the end of this game tonight. Both teams in the penalty. The next foul on Fontana will put AB in the double bonus, and the team that shoots the best free throws will probably have the most success tonight. Ball in the hands of Nelson. Good tight defense on his gut is Baker. Nelson pulls up and little short. He got extended a little bit out of his range, about 25 feet. Nice pass to number 3 with a spin move off the glass. Gary Holmes with a nice dish from number 4, Jordan Walker. And we got a timeout, 20-second timeout called by number 4, Chris Vernon and the AB Miller Rebels. And Fontana extends that lead that just a minute ago was 2 points up to 5 points. 60-55 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this half. And there you get a good look at both teams. And there's a look at our scoreboard.
And we have a pretty well turned out crowd here tonight, folks. We really didn't expect that many people here, but it's a lot of crosstown rivalry spectators.
It says a lot about the rivalry. It's raining outside. It's pouring, bad weather. Everybody should be at home. We've got about 300 or 400 fans packed into this gym tonight watching this crosstown rivalry.